Alright, welcome back from round 2. We've won the dice roll again, which is always nice, and we've got a playable hand, so we're going to keep it. Couple of removal spells, a Augur, can't really ask for much more. Our opponent's thinking about their hand. My opponent's thinking very hard about this one. Oh, it's moved into 6 and kept on top. Right, off we go. Let's start with a swamp in case we are playing against Stompy and have something to disfigure. Ooh! Well, it looks like we're playing some sort of mirror match. Exciting. Right, let's get this Augur down. And yep, Forbidden Alchemy. Sounds good to me. There's various different flavours of blue-black control decks in Pauper, so interesting to see what sort of things our opponent's up to. Alright, because we've got Forbidden Alchemy, we're just going to go Island and try and Forbidden Alchemy in step. Get in for 1 here. I think all the damage we can get is going to add up. Accumulated knowledge. Ooh. That's a nice one. So it looks like our opponent's probably trying to be a bit more controlling than we are. Wait, was that? It's an instant. Interesting. Well, he wants his mana, so it sounds like he's maybe a little light on lands and is trying to use his spells up. Right, well, let's resolve Forbidden Alchemy and try and find a Gomag Angler, I think. No Gomag Angler, but I will happily take a counterspell. We've got land drops for a couple of turns thanks to the Aqueduct. And yeah, let's pop out graveyards. Right, so we're going to preordain. Yep, we'd like both of those. Bit awkward, there's no land, but they're such powerful spells that I think we have to keep them. And we're going to play the Aqueduct. Picking up our island. And get in for another point of damage. Right, I think that's a different land to the one our opponent cast earlier, so bear that in mind. And here's the Forbidden Alchemy. No, we don't want to play that. So we've got 5 mana, so we can leave up Forbidden Alchemy and counterspell, which seems like the plan. Our graveyard's decided to go on holiday. So yeah, we're going to do that. There's no point running out of Muldrifter into open mana. Ooh, another accumulated knowledge. Do I want to counter that? So we want to decide here whether we're going to try and fight over the card draw. I think I'll let this one resolve, but later ones I'm going to be more inclined to counter. Our opponent has to do something this turn, otherwise they're discarding a card. But his deck looks sweet. I haven't seen accumulated knowledge before. I honestly didn't know it was a common. What have we got? Chainer's Edict. That's fine. We're not fighting over a Augur. And he's Preordain. That's fine. So, end step, we're going for Forbidden Alchemy. Try and find another threat. Ideally an angler because it's cheap. There we go. And yep. So I think we're just going to jam the angler. There we go. Opponent counter spells, and we're going to take this opportunity to Mana League. And still leave up counter spell. There's a good chance that our opponent has more removal than we have threats, so we need to be somewhat wary of that. It's a good chance he is going to use another Edict, and flashing back Chain's Edict is going to be very relevant as the game goes on. I think it's likely to go on. Yep. We've got an Edict, we can let that resolve. Looks like our opponent might be playing a similar deck to us, but with maybe Thought Scour to try and power out the accumulated knowledges and the Gurmag Anglers quicker. Augur, do we care about that? Ghastly Demise that first. So, no, I don't think we do. I think we've got better things we can spend our counter magic on. And he's been missed off it, which is good news for us. Draw a land, which is excellent news. Right, we're going to attack first, because if he blocks, then we saved a removal spell. If he blocks with the angler, we can use Disfigure to kill it, which is great. Oh yes. So good. And could tap Alpha Muldrifter here, but I don't think it's worth it. We kind of want to get the Muldrifter in play soon, but we're not in that much of a rush. Radiant Fountain. That's a lot of mana. He is playing Muldrifter. Right, we are going to counter this. And he's countered back. So we're going to Soul Manipulation, Muldrifter, get back Augur. We'd rather have got back a Muldrifter later, but that's still fine. And at this point we're up so far on cards that we want to push the advantage. He's attacking! Don't like that attack. I think he's behind enough that he'll want to buy time. Although maybe he doesn't need to do it this turn. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Oh, that's such a good draw. Yeah, let's play another angler. Do we want to play another Augur as well? I think we want to play another Augur. That order was so bad, we're supposed to tap this for the Augur before we do the angler. Oh, so good. Ghastly Mice is looking a little bit weaker now, but that's fine. 5 mana, another Muldrifter. Pro. This makes us discard 2 cards, right? Yeah, okay. Well, that's fine. I think we're just going to discard these two. We just want to get the maximum value out of our Mole Drifter. Okay, so we know our opponent's got a land in hand, he's probably picking up Radiant Fountain, yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. We're a little light on mana. Do I want to Mole Drifter? I think I'm going to evoke Mole Drifter here. Try and draw some permission. Our opponent's got 8 mana in play, so it's entirely possible he can start Chainer's Edicting. Oh, no, our opponent's just conceded to try and save some clock. That's fine with me. So, this sort of matchup, Nihil Spellbomb's useful, Duress is potentially useful, Dispel's useful, Spell Stutter's useful, and Stormbound Geist is useful. So we've got loads of cards that are powerful here, so we're going to take out Disfigures, and Tragic Slip. Ghastly Rise is still good because it kills Anglers, Agony Warp's not great, and Echoing Decay's not great. We still want some removal, but we don't need that much. And we can rob a, like, Augur's a 2 for 1, a decent amount of the time, and that's kind of what we're trying to do here. Like, Augur, like, these are 2 for 1s, these are 1 for 1s. Spellbomb's a little bit awkward sometimes. Definitely want to spell, and I think Duress is probably just too good, so I am going to trim an Augur and a... Oh, Doomblade doesn't kill Angler, does it? And neither does Ghastly Demise. Huh. That's a bit awkward, so we have to rely on Chainer's Edict then. In which case, we need to cut some of these and possibly put some removal back in, because I'm not particularly keen on just relying on 3 Chainer's Edict. So I think I'll put the Echoing Decays in, an Echoing Decay in. The thing is, he's likely to have some sort of Stormbound Geist or Spell Starter Sprite, so maybe a bit more removal. Yeah, so definitely want Spellbomb because it can slow down his Anglers and can remove the accumulated knowledges as well. So definitely want these, definitely want Angler and Mole Drifter as our primary threats. Alright, let's go with this. Hedge a bullet and see if we see anything more from our opponent that makes us choose differently. Lands and spells. Sounds good to me. Oh, Duress, Spellbomb. There we go. I think it's our opponent hasn't demonstrated a way to fill up the graveyard and utilise it in the same turn, so it's entirely possible we can use Forbidden Alchemy and sort of cast it for free. And then when we use it for angling back, that's an angler, so that's all good. Ooh. So our opponent not have a second land? Why else would... No, there we go, it's just passed through. It's fine. We're going to play an island here, leave something up. Yeah, let's just play Augur. Get some value while we can. Duress, that's good. Put 2 on top. Then the Duke. Pass turn. Because now we can Duress, so we use our mana before we pick it up with the Aqueduct. Three mana. Oh, he's evoking a Muldrifter. Seems fine. Get the value while he can. Mana leak. Yeah. That's Duress. What's that say? Prohibit. Ah, this is the one I was talking about in the deck tech. Yeah, I think double angler. So it's going to be a bit of a slog this game between the edicts, so let's just take Prohibit because it's counter magic and that's the hardest thing to play around. And Aqueduct up the backwater because he can't play anything we're particularly scared of next turn, so there's no harm in playing the Aqueduct. Oh, he also doesn't have a land. There we go. He's drawn his Augur. And he's got a Duress, so we want to leave up Spell Stutter, which is fine. We can leave up Spell Stutter and counter spell this turn. This game's all going to come down to card advantage. So our opponent still has Gurmag Angler, and 2 Trainers Edicts. I'm going to write that down so we don't have to keep scrolling up. Opponent's thinking here. We're taking a bit longer than him though, so we need to be wary of that. So we can just jam an angler this turn, but it's clearly not worth it with all the removal we've got up. Like I was talking about the sideboarding, our removal suite isn't particularly good at lining up in this sort of matchup, but that's because these blue-black decks probably constitute around 5% of the metagame online, so it's not particularly worth caring about when the bigger decks to care about are the Delve decks, the Affinity decks, the Stompy decks, and then the sort of red-white tokensy Kuldotha, Palace Sentinels types decks. This is a Prohibit? Not Prohibit. Probe. No, you're just tapping some lands before playing your Radiant Fountain. And then you're going to play an Angler? Yeah, that's being mana leaked. Not a lot of... Oh! My opponent's given up for some reason. Presumably had to leave. Oh well. Sorry about that for everyone watching, but can't complain. We're 2-0. One more win, and we get our tickets back. So yeah, bit of a disappointing start. That was shaping up to be quite a good match, but Oh well, onwards and upwards, and see you for match 3.